I grew up in New York City, Washington Heights, and for most of my life I lived there. As far as I knew, everybody was voting, and it was quite a surprise to me at some point when I found out that women had just gotten the vote, maybe 10 years or 15 years before. In New York City, I remember going to the polls, but nothing special about it. We just went. And that was it. Nobody ever questioned us. I was in the first Progressive Party meeting in Albany, New York. I think it was in January. It was the coldest day that they had ever had up there. We nominated Henry Wallace for vice president. Next to me is my daughter, Andrea Stevenson.
I grew up in a very progressive household. So from a very young age, I was working in politics. I call it my hobby. Politics and democracy and the Democratic Party and ethics in government are very important to me. I've worked in state government in Florida. I've worked for the Florida legislature. I've worked for the Georgia Department of Health and HIV/AIDS. I've done an awful lot of stuff in the community. I march for women. I march for civil rights. I march for fair and equal pay. I march for voting rights, not just for women today, but for everybody. I live in Gwinnett County, which is very, very diverse. We have had to fight for decent technology in the elections. We've had to also fight for Hispanic ballots. We have had real problems in Georgia. I have worked with Stacey Abrams on this issue, and actually I ran on her ticket. I've twice run for office, losing by 1,700 votes to the Republican state representative who was the incumbent. I've worked on the Democratic Executive Committee in several states for many, many years.
I think it's very amazing and inspiring to have everyone in my family be so involved in voting and politics.
My grandmother, Norma lived through World War II, and she wanted to do her part. So she joined the Army Nurses Corps and was trained to be a nurse. And when she came back from that experience, she was very dedicated to voting. And I remember being very young and her sitting me down and telling me, our family votes. People died so that you have the right to vote. I cannot convey or express how lucky I feel to have joined this family. Grandma Jackie has been a consistent inspiration. Andrea, Jackie, they keep me on my toes.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, we went to vote, and the place was in chaos. We could see that everything was going crazy. So we called her up in Tallahassee and told her what was going on. And that was the first time they found out that something was going on there in Florida.
There was a problem with the way the ballot lined up.
I called up the state party, and that was the first that they had heard of it.
We ended up with the results in Florida being in total chaos.
The fact that these ballots were so messed up cost us the election. In this family, we vote absentee. We don't trust the machines. Okay, they're not verifiable.
When I turn 18, it will actually be a presidential election. So I am looking forward to that greatly. Voting isn't really a choice, it's like a responsibility.
Well, I'm very, very proud to have been raised by my parents who were involved in democratic politics for my whole life. I'm very, very happy that my grandchildren and my children and my daughter-in-law is so involved in politics and working to make things happen.
Thank you for watching this story from our online docuseries Stand Up Speak Out, the personal politics of women's rights. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when a new video is up. Share with your friends. Leave us a comment with your reaction to the story. All this helps us to reach more people. Visit our website, bcvoices.org, to learn more and support our work on our next episode.